Why, good morning, friends. Welcoming you to this class, this opportunity for movement. As I get myself together, opportunity for movement, for stretch. So, where I am, it's very summer today, and it's like almost 100 degrees again. And so, there's a kind of like jittery energy that comes with that, like heat and movement. And we just also want some grounding, right? So I'm feeling into my own intuitive response to maybe it's really summery where you are. Let's come down onto the floor here. I have acquired a nice yoga blanket for my knees. I'm going to add that delicious padding. And let's come into a nice, comfortable child's pose. So, an opportunity for a breath, right? Bring it down to the earth. Maybe even a stack of the forearms. Ah, down here in the yin surface of the floor, the body's melting, resting, relaxing. With the knees nice and wide, we can breathe into the belly, we can breathe into the back. A little massage of the forehead, head rocking from side to side. Stretching of the arms and walk the right fingertips a little bit forward. Stretching through there. Walk the left fingertips forward, stretching through there. Back over to right fingertips a little bit forward and just take a nice breath through the right side of the body. Left fingertips walk forward, breathing into left side of body. So you could walk them forward, you could angle it as well. One more here onto little spider fingertips. Walk the spider fingers forward and now walk them over to the right side. Breathe into the left. Walk spider fingers over to the left side. Breathe into the right. Back to center space and forward. And now walk the hands back one little inch at a time and do circles. Get under the shoulder blades. Walk the hands back. Walk them back again. And then just play with how the shoulder blades move. They slide. They glide. They can squeeze together. They can go up and down. Coming up into Vajrasana Seiza, interlace the finger, wiggle. Opposite direction, wiggle. A little bit up and down, fist with the thumb on the inside, circles. Circles in opposite. A little rough up, flat palm. So we're doing all these amazing heart-centered meditations this week, cultivating the mindset of metta. And that practice, as I'm sharing it, is starting with an observing of the anatomy in and around the heart space. So what we're talking about is thoracic spine, upper thoracic spine, clavicle. That's going to include the shoulder blade. So a little range of motion movements for these things today. Fingers spread nice and wide. Center of the palm pushes into the floor. Inhale, arching, looking up. Exhale, spine towards the ceiling, looking down. Cat's pose breathing if we didn't name it. Sorry, I just went right into it. Moving through the spine, making space between the vertebrae. Side to side movement, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Find the space between those ribs. Sometimes I even just like bend an elbow. Just help me feel into some of that space. I've got some padding under my knees that is really going to be helpful as we move into some hip circles at any time. Shake out the wrist. I have my hands just slightly forward, fingers spread very wide. Hips rocking side to side. This is the good stuff here. Opposite direction. You can make your circles as big or as small as you like. The belly button traces the circle. Let's go figure eight side to side. Back to center, the child's pose of your choice. Coming up into Vajradasana says small shoulder circle. Relax the jaw. Opposite direction, shoulder circle. Big shoulder circles traced with elbows. Opposite direction. Interlace fingers behind you. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Stretch through the front part of the body, front part of the neck. Child's pose, arms by the sides of the body. Mm. Hands and knees, figure eight, as if we're drawing the number eight. Forward, backward. Mine quickly just turns into a very snaky type movement. A lot of eights. Is there a way to reverse how you're drawing your eight? Does that change anything? Come back to the center space. Tabletop pose. So give the wrist a little wiggle. Inhaling opposite arm and leg straight out and back to center. Keep the navel pulled inwards. Inhale as you stretch, exhale back to center. Next one, inhale and hold. Nice breath in. Inhale, exhale, center, child's pose. Pick a child's pose. Any child's pose. Maybe it's static, maybe it's wiggly. Maybe you're exploring. Start walking the hands back, circle. Move the shoulder blades. I've got my elbows a little wider. I can really feel under my armpit. Now I'm just doing a little bit of flexion, extension, upper spine to feel how my shoulder blades move all the way up to diamond pose Vajradasana. Inhale, arching. Exhale, tucking. Let the hands slide back and feel how the shoulder blades squeeze together and lift. We're back to center. Right and left neck movement. Ear to shoulder. Half circle. Inhale. Stretch the arms over. Exhale. Spiral the wrist. Turning. Internal rotation. External rotation. Holding the elbows behind you. Let the heart melt forward. Child's pose. Hands and knees. Picking up one hip. Circles. Actually, picking up a leg. Circles in the opposite direction. And switch. Opposite direction. Doing about 8 today. Sticky hips. Next up. Pick up the wrist. So range of motion movement, upper thoracic spine, shoulder blades, hands and knees. So let the chest drop, shoulder blades squeeze, shoulder blades towards ceiling, head stays neutral. It's like we're almost able to get those rhomboids in the mix. They're at the top corner of the shoulder blade. Nice. Now, is this little play of like moving in circular fashion through upper thoracic, right? We could do it in this position. Kind of feel how that works. Feel for the sticky places. Right, we're focused on upper thoracic in this case, though I'm getting lots of little releases in my low back as I do this. I'm just kind of doing 3 in each direction. Now let's try to achieve the same thing, but in hands and knees. So we're neutral and flat. We push up, down. Opposite direction. Switch. Switch. Child's pose. Walking up into the low lunge, 90 degrees lunge. I got that padding under. It feels good. Pelvic tilt. Fan your foxy tail. We're also doing this in a kind of breezy, flowy style. There's some sticky bits there in the hip flexors. Right, so I'm doing a scoop, kind of like a wave. Try that on opposite side. Feel grounded, feel steady, even. Just starting with pelvic tilt. This front leg needs to be 90 degrees. All right. And I'm inviting that same little wave that we've been cultivating in the upper body. There's yowzas. Switch back to the first. A little bit of space in the lunge. Let's take this range of motion forward and back. Back toes tucked under, maybe, maybe not. But try to stay in the forward plane, the back plane. Switch. A little bit further forward here. This one feels stickier. It's sticky at different things in both legs. So I'm just taking my time, really feeling like I'm doing my best to move through the plane because it feels a little wobbly. So I slow it down. Back to first leg. Nice wide lunge. Hands to the inside. We rotate externally. Mm. We hold in the center, and there might be a gentle rotation towards the bent leg, opening up. Hanumanasana. Front foot flexes, so we shift the weight back, tuck the back toes, shift the weight onto that back knee, slide this leg a little bit forward, tilt the hips forward. Hands could be on blocks. Breathe into those hammies. Just a little baby Hanumanasana here. And let's switch sides. Rotating externally. Holding and letting a little rotation towards the bent knee. Hanumanasana, we come back to center, find that plane, tuck the back toes, shift the hips, slide the heel forward, tilt the hips forward. I've got my front knee micro bent to soften some of the anatomy. Oh, there's a lot in there. Inhaling a child's pose. We're gonna shift into a downward facing dog, so I'm just scooching my blankets a little forward. Fingers spread nice and wide, tuck toes. Soft bend in the knees. We're here for rest. Spaciousness between the vertebrae. Might engage a little bit of calves. When you're ready, down onto the belly. Because yin poses. Let's go. Also, heart opening. Bring it on down. Baby cobra. Easing the belly into the floor, lifting upper back muscles. Could be just like the littlest micro bend. Roll the shoulders, squeeze, shoulder blades together. Just exploring a little movement here through my ribs. Exhaling down, resting breath here. Take as many resting breaths as you like in between each repetition. Inhale, lifting. Roll the shoulders, squeeze shoulder blades together. I don't really even have a lot of weight on my hands. Exhale down, super restful breath. Let the vertebra aerate. Inhale. Exhale. Let the breath do all the work. No weight on the hands. Roll shoulders, squeeze shoulder blades together. Hold. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Shoulders could even move down away from the ears. Bring this into Sphinxosana. Elbows under the shoulder, lifting. Something feels really good in this pose today. Probably supported by the fact that I've been reunited with my chiropractor. I've had a couple adjustments to help out with this right hip paradigm. Crocodile. Elbows. Resting. Three more super slow breaths. Big breath in. Exhale, walk the elbows forward. Advaasana, reversed corpse pose. Forehead to the floor.
Let the nose smush as you melt. Hands in line with shoulders for half locust. Inhaling, lifting opposite arm and leg. Don't have to lift very high, but you might enjoy flexing of the foot. Inhale, exhale, neck relaxed. Head could just be gazing at the floor. If you needed, your head could be on the floor. Revisiting baby cobra. Into Sphinx. There a little bit more spaciousness, chest, shoulder, heart opening. Makara Asana, crocodile. Come back into the heart space and investigate. This is also a resting pose. This is a deeply rejuvenative pose, and this is a pose that encourages discs to be properly aligned. For us to get into that sort of chiropractic realm of the pose, it needs longer holds, 10, 15 minutes. Big breath in, slowly releasing Adva Asana. Melt into the floor. Bend knees. Flap your fishtail. Maybe bending elbows also. Flap your fishtail from side to side. Just attempting to Straighten my unruly mat here. We're pushing ourselves up, however you'd like to get there. Something fancy. You saw me, I just used like one elbow. Range of motion movement adductors. So we're here. If you wanted to add some extra padding, you certainly could. Across the knees. Couple little adductor range of motion-y things. First is like a wide child's pose. We're down on our elbows. We're forward and backwards. Just feeling groin attachment, inner thigh, low back. How's about we start moving it towards frog pose? Feet turn out, around those elbows, easing it back a little micro movements. Lots of breath. Let the knees widen. Use the elbows to lift up, walk the knees in, child's pose. Seated position. A few seated twists, and some other things. Legs are extended, Janusirsasana, head to knee pose. We are bringing the right leg in. Pressing on the inside of the thigh, left leg is flat. Inhale, stretch out. Ooh, feel the shoulder blades moving. Exhale. Reach forward, reach evenly with both arms. Inhaling up. Find your sthiti. Starting position. Everything even. Then bring left leg back. Now stretch out. Exhale. Reach forward. Everything we're doing for the hips today is also going to help us cultivate our seated meditative posture. Inhaling up.
So just letting these wiggles be a part of the practice, releasing, wiggling, moving fluid where it wants to be, fluid-filled spaces. Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend. We've got maybe a little micro bend in the knees, the hips tilted forward, the feet flex. We inhale and stretch up. Exhale and reach forward. And we breathe and hold. Next inhale, we're up. Marichi Asana 1. Right foot comes over the left. We wrap with something, hand, elbow, elbow to the outside. Backhand pushing chest forward. Twist. Nice breath in. Exhale, release. Switch sides. So we held 5 breaths today. Nice breath in. Exhale, center. Different breath, different twist. Like, is this one of the Matsendrasans? It might be, but I always called it mermaid pose in kids yoga. So you're gonna bring feet to the side and walk in the opposite direction. We breathe in, we exhale, and we switch sides. Mermaid tail goes to one side. We are walking in the opposite direction. And we are breathing. Inhale. Back to center. Stretch the leg. Give a little wiggle. Sukhasana easy pose. Another simple twist. As we move between the twists, observe for differences. We've been in the hips in the twist. We've been in the front lower abdomen in the twist, like internal obliques. Now we're in the external obliques through the rib cage. Inhale and exhale over to the center. Inhale, center, exhale, and twist. So back hand pushes the chest forward. Big inhale. And exhale. Find center space here and breathe into the heart. Take a big scooch forward, come down onto the back. Another twist. First, draw knees in towards the chest. Give the legs a hug. Nice stretch for the low back. Zigzag twist, side to side. Turning the head in the opposite direction. Nice slow zigzags for me today. Maybe your zigzags are more dynamic. We're back in center. Stretching both legs, arms out to the side. Single leg twist. First, we'll bring this right foot to the outside. Turning the head in the opposite direction. Inhale through the center, across the body. Arm stays on the floor. Turn the head in the opposite direction. Lots of options. Hand to the knee. This foot across in front of left knee. Inhaling back to center, switching sides. We have left leg to the outside. Inhale through the center, exhale and twist. Turning the head in the opposite direction. Of course, the part that we haven't named yet is when we twist, oh, we are improving the health of the spine, helping to keep it detoxified, neutrified, tension release. Inhaling back to center, a moment of symmetry, either knees are bent, or legs are extended. Shavasana. What could be the next step in your practice today? More movement, some inversion? Was this your warm up to go exercise or your break to now go cook dinner? So many options. Roll to a side. And use both hands to come up. Ah, refresh. Stay cool, friends. Whether that's mentally, emotionally, internally, stay cool in the heat of the collective. Or if you're like me, and it's 100 degrees today, hydration. Stay cool. See you soon.